Final of the TNT Gold Cup. The Glens' joy was short-lived, though, and 2 minutes later a foul brought Portadown a penalty from referee Alan Snoddy, despite the protestations of Alan Patterson. Paul Miller was to make it 1-1. It stayed at 1-1 throughout normal playing time, which ended with the Portadown goalkeeper Mickey Keenan being floored by a missile thrown from the crowd. And the referee Alan Snoddy insisted that stewards were brought out to help keep order. The first period of extra time was scoreless, but 16-year-old Trevor Williamson nipped in to give Portadown the lead once again. But the Glens came straight back, a cracking volley by Robert Craig to force a penalty shootout. Mickey Keenan saved from Andy Matheson, and Alfie Stewart put the Ports 1-up. Billy Castley missed for the Glens, and Paul Miller made it 2-0. Keenan did it again. And the evergreen Brendan Tully made it 3-0 for Portadown to take them through to next Tuesday's final at the Oval against the holders Linfield. Details of
last night at Seaview, Portadown made it through to that final with a win over Glentoran in a real cliffhanger, which went to a penalty shootout. With a large crowd providing plenty of atmosphere, it was a fast and furious cup tie. An early chance fell to Glentoran, but the usually lethal Ron Manley blazed the ball high and wide. In 22 minutes, though, the Glens went 1-up. Cleary laid it across, and Billy Caskey stabbed it in. 4 minutes later, it was 1-1. The Ports getting a penalty after a bit of pushing in the box, and Paul Miller, watched by Huddersfield Town, was deadly accurate with the kick. 4 minutes into the second half of extra time, Portadown went in front. 16-year-old substitute Trevor Williamson knocking in Marty McGee's cross. Within a minute, the Glens were level, when substitute Robert Craig buried a screamer in the top corner, the best goal I've seen this season. And so to the penalty shootout, when Portadown keeper Mickey Keenan stole the show, saving first from Andy Matheson. Alfie Stewart stepped up to put the Ports 1-up. Billy Caskey then missed the target with his kick. Paul Miller's turn for Portadown, 2-0. John Devine for the Glens, but Keenan once again kept it out. It was all on substitute Brendan Tully, and he made no mistake, and Portadown were through to the final, winning 3-0 on penalties. Portadown's night, but well done to both teams for a super cup tie.
You know, Lawrence should have been in that final.
What division are they in? I didn't mean that, Paul Malone.
What about the Ulster television team for Monday night at Windsor Park?
To play the BBC. Well, I'm not naming the team as yet. I'm playing my cards close to my chest, but I can tell you amongst the substitutes, we've got Maradona, we've got George Best and Gary Lineker. They all want to play with Gary Gillespie. Goal a game, Gillespie.
Goal a game.
Focused upon him, he'll obviously be anxious to play. Mark Robson asked the Portadown manager Ronnie McFall about his team's performance in last week's semi-final when they defeated Glentoran.
Yeah, well, I felt that with the problems that we've had and the players that we've lost, I mean, our midfield really was decimated, and we had to play Kevin McKeever, who's a centre-half in there, and Alan McKeown, who's a full-back, and I thought the players acquitted themselves magnificently on the night, and I thought really where they went to penalty kicks, I thought over 90 minutes that we deserved to win it.
How gratifying was it to beat Glentoran?
Well, that doesn't come into it, Mark. I mean, at the end of the day, we were in the semi-final of a cup and it was immaterial who we played. I mean, our objective was to win, and we achieved that.
It was an exuberant Portadown who ended Linfield's hopes in the Bass Irish Cup last season, defeating the Blues in the replay at Shamrock Park. However, while victories like that one in the Irish Cup are all very well, it still doesn't compensate for lack of major trophy success.
Really, at the end of the day, we shouldn't get carried away at Portadown. I mean, the situation, as I see it, is an improving situation. We've had tasted a little bit of success. Now people keep going overboard a bit and want total success, and that's utopia, and it never happens.
Are you pleased generally with the way things have developed since your arrival?
Yeah, I feel we're on the right lines. I feel we've got some outstanding players. We've started a youth team this year with Barry McCullough in charge, and he's done a super job. And we've started to get young lads coming through, the likes of young Williamson, who played in the semi-final and scored a tremendous goal. And the future of the clubs, we're on the right lines.
And now Linfield, you said Glentoran doesn't make much of a difference. Is it the same with Linfield?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to win trophies, you've got to beat the big two. And I mean, we played Linfield a few weeks ago and they beat us 3-0 deservedly. So, and I watched them in the semi-final, and they're a good side, and we know we're in for help.
After extra time at Seaview in front of a huge crowd, the sides were level at 2-2. And as the Glens faltered in the penalty shootout, The Ports were spot on. Substitute Brendan Tully's kick taking them through.
Well, considering all the difficulties and problems we've had, Jackie, I mean, our midfield really has been decimated, and we've had to play centre half in there and a full back. I mean, we couldn't ask any more with the lads. They've given us 110%, and I think we're in the final in merit.
No easy games. You've beaten Glentoran in the semi-final. It's now Linfield in the final.
Well, I mean, they're all hard. I mean, really, at the end of the day, if you want to be successful and win trophies, you've got to beat the big two. It's as simple as that.
What about Linfield?
Well, they're a good side, Jackie. I mean, they beat us up at our place 3-0. I watched them in the semi-final against Uri Town, and I thought they were very impressive.
A bit of quality on both sides, but I think it could be a physical game as well.
Well, in cup finals, you'll always get certain people that will have certain jobs to do, and nobody likes to lose a final, same way nobody likes to lose a semi-final. So the first 15 or 20 minutes, you'll find that it'll be nip and tuck, and the tackles will be hard, but hopefully the tackles are fair.
There's a